So for today's unboxing on Figurama, we're going to look at more Gargoyles figures. Yes, I love the series. I love the series by NECA. And so today we have Demona and Bronx, two more of the main characters in the series. And the special thing about Bronx is he actually comes with folded cape wings for Goliath. So we'll take a look at those today too and see if they're worthy additions to the line. So let's open them up and check them out together. Alright, here they are, Demona and Bronx, like I said. I have Goliath and Hudson already out of the box, already on display. They're just chilling with their wings open. These are two of the older figures. I think Goliath was first, Demona was second, and maybe Bronx, no, Thalog was in there somewhere, and then Bronx down the line came out, and then Hudson was the newest one. So I already did an unboxing on Hudson, but these two are still trapped in their cardboard prisons. So I thought that I would release them from their prison today. So just like everything, we'll go over the boxes first. We'll pop them open, we'll check them out. I'll try to do this a little bit quicker today, so it's not super long video. So let's check them out. All right, Demona first. Sorry about my background, but these boxes are so big, so you see my white edges. I need to maybe improve this little area, but it is what it is, okay? Here's Demona. The nice art on the front. Disney's got to get their logo on there somewhere, right? Nice windowed package again, just like all the other Gargoyles, just like most NECA figures nowadays. You can see all of her accessories, her hands, all that cool stuff. The first of the action shots. Hopefully this not, I'm trying to get not the glare in there. So the first of the action shots right there, full body action shot. And she was one of my favorite characters from Gargoyles for sure. Back in the day. First side, you got the smirky face, I guess you could call it. Other side is the smirky face again, but she's holding a book. Yes, she knows how to read. Good for you. Good for you. On the back, you got the normal NECA action shots, a little blurb about the thing. Top, normal. Bottom, normal. I'm trying to move my light so there's not so much glare. I gotta rethink this area. Anyways, so at this point in the series, Goliath does have a space-saving accessory that comes with Bronx, because Bronx is obviously, he's going to be a smaller figure. He's going to be, he's going to have good articulation, I'm sure. We'll see in a second. But he's not as big as the other Gargoyles. So how did they put value in this package? Well, they figured, hey, let's do some closed wings. Save somebody some shelf space or something like that. And the closed wings in the series, he actually wore quite a lot when he was, he was relaxing. He was just being, a gargoyle. He didn't want to fly around. He didn't want to flaunt it, flaunt those giant NECA wings. So Bronx comes with that. And as we open the box, I'm sure you'll see that. Bam! There he is. So there's the good old pup himself. I'm going to pet him when he comes out, okay? I promise. Bronx in there. He only has, an alternate head, and it looks like a log to play with. So the accessory they wanted to give him were Goliath's folded wings, like a cape. So we'll see how Goliath looks in those too when we get down to it. There's an action shot on the front. There, I can get it without glare now. There, be happy. Side number one, he's angry. Or he's playing fetch. I don't know, one of the two. That's the look your dog gives you when he's hungry. When it's past breakfast time and you haven't gotten out of bed yet. So here's the back, the action shots. He's got the little accessory in his mouth right here, and there you go. Goliath with his cape on, essentially, but we'll see that at near the end of the video when I get everything out and everything done with. Obviously, he's got the other characters on here. So, we have him, we have Goliath, Demona, Bronx so far. Or, sorry, Hudson. Bronx isn't on here. Brooklyn. All right, normal top. And normal bottom. Thank you, these people that made the figures. All right, everybody knows by now what time it is. Ching! So first things first, out of the package, first judgment on the figure. She's out, she's out. And she looks amazing. She looks just as good as the other gargoyles for sure. We'll see her scale later a little bit when we compare her to Hudson and Goliath. But she's definitely obviously slimmer, just like she was on the show, you know. She's a girl, so she's got a more feminine, you know, makeup. Not as much muscles as the big old burly men gargoyles. But I think her height is about the same as the other ones. But we'll see that at the end. But anyways, so let's go down. I don't know, let's stop at the head. And you'll notice in the package, there's not another head. There's actually this, which is just another like face plate. So she doesn't have a removable head, but I guess you could take her faceplate off. We'll try in a second, but let's look at the sort of default body first. Like what's going on here. And again, just like Hudson, I'm still amazed, and Goliath too, but Goliath didn't have a lot of different, you know, varying textures and stuff on him. So Hudson was a little more impressive in that sense, meaning taking that plain old cartoon and transferring it into something that looks semi-realistic, something like semi sort of modernized and new. And they did a fantastic job with Demona here too. The texture and the wash on the cloth looks super realistic. It is, you know, a softer piece, just like her hair too. I know I was wondering about the hair out of the package. The hair is actually really soft, right? Because you got to get her wings back up in there. So obviously it has to be. So, you know, posability for the head, there's no hindrance there at all, which is great. Posability for the head, there's no hindrance there at all because it's soft plastic, so you can go any which direction. Hudson was pretty much stuck there because of his beard, right? You couldn't really move his head all that much. Goliath's got a lot of movement too, but Hudson, because of his beard, you couldn't move it that much. But she's not going to suffer from that because this really flexible, you know, hairdo makes her head bop up and down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like she's at a Metallica concert. Dun, dun, dun. So anyways, let's go over the sort of design notes from the old figure. So she's still got, you know, she always had that one strap on the left side. So she's got it here again. And again, it's got like a real cloth texture here that looks super nice, especially with the wash, all the details. It's got, you know, the rips around the edge. It's got even a little hole right there too, you know, gargoyles probably don't do laundry very often. So, you know, she's going to church. She's wearing her holy shirt. Okay. So one impressive thing about the head that I noticed right away is these earrings. Her earrings are actually like real metal earrings. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can get an up close a little bit more. See, it's like a real metal earring, a real metal loop in there. Same thing as her ankle. She's got like her ankle bracelet, I guess you call it here. You know, it's a real sort of gold colored, like loose metal thing. And I like that rather than being sculpted on there. I think that looks cool. I think that looks awesome separately like that. And her earrings too. Her earrings are real loop earrings that, you know, can flail about when she flails about. This is sculpted on. She always had this gold armband up here. And it actually, my only complaint is it doesn't quite match this gold here because this is a, you know, a metallic piece and this is sculpted on and painted. Just the colors are a little off, but it's not a big deal. This one, obviously they had to sculpt on there because it would just fall down probably. They couldn't figure out how to do this properly if it was a loose piece like this, if that makes sense. So to me, that's not a huge deal. I mean, it is what it is. You like it or you don't. I'm fine with it. It's sculpted on. It doesn't move at all. So I don't think it's a separate piece. I think it's just sculpted and painted on there. Could be a separate piece. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not an expert at this. She's got the normal sort of leather dark wash belt that a lot of the gargoyles have with the big buckle on the front. Again, the phrase on the cloth here. Going around. Oh, she has no underwear on. That's interesting. Never mind. Forget I said that, okay? Going down to her legs. She's got, you know, the big beefy gargoyle legs. She does have double knees. Hey. The other gargoyles don't have double knees, I don't think. Hudson and Goliath did not have double knees, so she's the first one that I've seen with double knees. So maybe the smaller ones, I guess, or will have double knees. I'm not sure why they made the design decision, some double knees and some not. But I don't know. Anyways, overall, looking at the figure, I love the sculpt. I love the textures. I love the details, like the little bracelet. She is a little plain, I guess, but this is her this is what she was from the show, right? And her accessories more than make up for any plainness on the body, for sure. I love, again, you know, the sculpt on the body, the muscles in the paint job, the blue paint job with, you know, if you can see the face, it's got that, you know, dark, really dark wash, you know, dark paint job around the eyes, giving her an eyes really, you know, set in sort of thing. She doesn't have much shading on the body, but I think it works pretty well because like Goliath and Hudson had a lot of the shading where their muscles were, right? And, you know, they obviously made her slender. She's got a lot less muscles than those two guys. So, you know, less shading is needed. So let's go over articulation. We already touched on it a little bit. Obviously, you know, the head is super articulated. Like she could do anything you want with her head. Look down. She can't look up very well. I guess maybe that's the only drawback. But she's got a lot of back and forth and a lot of down. Arm articulation, it's got the, you know, the V-cut one that I like there a lot. So up goes out about that, all the way around. She does have the Z double elbows with the, you know, classic gargoyle spike at the end. So let's loosen those joints up a little bit. She gets pretty high. Remember, these are pins, right? A lot of the NECA stuff nowadays is a pinless design, but these gargoyles are sticking with the pins. We've noticed that in Hudson and Goliath so far. All right, she comes with two open hands, just sort of open, relaxed hands. And I believe they go forward and backwards. So forward and backwards on those. Very good. Very good sculpting on the hands for sure. Only got 3 fingers, right? Only 3 fingers. So going down the body, she's got some articulation on the top half right there. The movement is not too good. It does stop about that far. Go in both directions. Maybe you can get it more, but I feel like I don't want to try. Because female bodies aren't a perfect circle, right? It's like an oval. So I'm sure that's why you just can't turn it around. There's no articulation here at the hips. But then again, going down to the legs, right? She's got the double knees. The other gargoyles do not have double knees. So it's kind of surprising. I was surprised. So double knees, oh yeah. Man, she can get it real back there. Nice. Leg can go up. This does not hinder movement that much. It's very soft. It's definitely softer than I would have thought. So about that much up and that much out. Going down. And like I said, she's got the normal sort of gargoyle feet, which means opposable toe. So I'm sure this goes forward pretty good. Backwards pretty good. And the toe is adjustable too. So if you want to stand her flat like that, you can. Or if you want to get some cool poses, you know, where she's standing backwards like that, then you can do that with the toe. All right, so let's go back up to the head before we go to the accessories. Let's try to take her face off. Get her new face on there. Oh, it pops off pretty easy. Oh my gosh, that is terrifying. That looks like a monster on Fraggle Rock or something like that. That looks, oh my gosh. All right, let's get this new one on here. So the holes are actually in her hair. Like her hair is this big major piece up there. Her neck just it's probably got a ball joint going up there, like a ball joint in the hair somewhere. That's, I don't know, that's freaky looking. It's freaky looking. All right, get that right on there, and there you go. It's got her sort of intense, you know, angry face. It almost looks like she's possessed or something like that, right? Like she's possessed by Gozer. So I love the eye color on this. I'm probably going to display her with her other face, but the eye color is really nice on this. The white in the middle, going to the red, going again to the dark blue, sort of like recessed on the eyes. It looks very, very nice. Her neck maybe looks a little big to me. Like her head, I don't know, looks a little small to me for her hair. But I do like the sculpt of her hair. And I mean, what else could you do with that hairdo? Like if you look at, I'm obviously going to put some shots on the screen of her hairdo from the show. This is, you know, a 3D representation of that. So, you know, to me, it looks great. It looks like what I would imagine. This tail is a little tricky to get in, it seems like, because it's slanted up way more than the other gargoyles. The other gargoyles, it's almost straight in. This one's up a little bit, but let's get it on there so there's no, you know, awkward discussions here or anything in the comments below. All right, there we go. I think it's in there. So again, just like the other gargoyles, it's a nice bendy tail. Typically, I will use the tail to stabilize the gargoyles because they do lean back a little bit once they have their wings on. At least from what I've seen a little bit, but you know, who knows? But yeah, man, she looks great with her tail on. This is a great looking figure right out of the box. Demona's definitely one of my favorite from the show, so all right, let's check out her accessories then. So this is the Grimorum Arcanorum, and it does open up. It's got a little clasp right there, but the details on this seriously are crazy for a little book. You could actually open it up, and it's got, you know, carved words on the inside, and it's painted. The letters are painted. The detail on this is crazy good. All the clasps are a different color. Again, it's got, you know, the articulation right there at the spine, the cover, and a removable clasp. There, I got it open all the way. You can see all the words inside and everything. Oh man, this is so cool. The big thing she comes with are guns. She's got 2 of them. So here's the first one here. I don't really know if these are show accurate. I'm sure they are. I like the color scheme of these, you know, the navy blue here with the brown. It's got a black handle, silver trigger finger. It's got the, what is that, sight? Aimer thing, the sight in silver. The broads right there, it's got some battle damage on there too. I like that. But the details on this one are even a little bit more complex than the other one. You can see some paint. There's some paint mistakes on this one. There's a little splotch of paint on the bottom, the silver paint. So the paint job on this one isn't 100% as good as the other one. You can see the splotches around there too, right there. So that's atypical of NECA quality for sure in my experience, but you know, it happens. I don't know. But it still looks good, right? It's got the, you know, the silver on it, the brown. It's almost, this one's almost a wood grain. It's got a wash on it that almost gives it a wood grain sort of looking thing. And then this silverish here. So it's not the blue, navy blue from the last gun. It's a different silver with a wash on it. Of course, she's gonna need hands to hold the guns, and punching hands, right? So her hands are open. So 2 punching hands and 2 gun holding hands. So we'll see how cool she looks toting some guns gangster style. The showcase pieces why you buy Gargoyles figures. The wings. So the wings look like articulated just like Goliath and Hudson wings. I love this purple color. I'm a big purple fan, and I love this purple color right here with the black wash, the texture on it, and again, on the back, it's got a different color on the back. So completely different paint job on both sides, because this is, you know, just straight up black. Or it's not straight up black. I guess it does have a wash in there. And then this side has that purple, which I love this shade of purple. I think it's fantastic. And this wing isn't just a reuse wing either, because it's got the claw. Because her wings had little claws at the end and the other ones didn't. So Goliath doesn't have this, Hudson doesn't have, they just have like a spike. And she's got these, like, I don't know, they look like a second set of arms, you know what I mean? Like, take my strong arm sort of thing going on, you know what I mean? So these are, I don't know, they look, I love the shade of purple. And this is why you're buying Gargoyles figures, to take up shelf space. I'll take some more pictures at the end, obviously, but this is what she looks like with her wings. We'll get measurements and everything, but her wings are in there. They're nice and sturdy, right? You can get different poses with them, just like the other Gargoyles. But she looks fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let's keep this moving. Let's open up Good Boy Bronx. All right, here's the good boy himself, Mr. Bronx. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this. Like, I know how simple of a figure this could have been, but look at the articulation and everything. He's got 2 heads. He's got one really angry head and one, you know, normal head, but he's got an articulated jaw on this one. So you can open it up, you know, not too much, but enough to be menacing, you know what I mean? As opposed to, you know, his super angry head that also comes with him, which we'll try on in a second. So there's a super angry head. You can almost open his mouth as big as that too. Seems kind of redundant, but it looks fantastic for sure. One thing I noticed right away was the body is not hard plastic. The limbs are, but the body's not. It's like a softer thing. So it's got hard plastic inside, you know, to support all the joints and stuff. So it feels really solid. Like he's super solid feeling for sure. And you can't tell the difference looking at the outside. The paint job is so well. It's got, you know, the darker, you know, bluish purple. I don't know which one to call this color, if there's an official term for it. Okay, I don't work at Crayola. Okay. And then he had that light sort of gray belly, but they made it sort of fade up rather than just being a hard line and everything. And it's got it on the legs. Oh, even on the bottom of the paws. Look at that. He's even got the lighter color on the bottom of his paws. Sort of like a, you know, I don't know, real dog, gargoyle dog. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I love the articulation on this. So let's go over it. So I'm not going to know the names of any of these articulations because it's a dog. I don't know what you want to call any of these, but it's articulated very well. So it's got a neck articulation right there. So it can go around, up a little bit, down quite a lot. And then obviously, you know, there's a joint in the head. You can pop off the head. So I'm sure it's just a ball joint in there. He's got the articulated jaw, like I showed you already. The softer body, it's just a little squishy in certain parts. So you can tell that it's a softer body, but it's really solid inside. So obviously that's where the hard plastic is, you know, the joints and stuff like that. He's even got an articulated tail. You can make him wag his little tail. That's so cool. So legs, you know, legs go all the way around, I'm sure. It's got more joints right there, ball joint. And it goes forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get any pose you would want with these. So going down to his feet, goes forward, backwards, and you know, just like the gargoyles, he's got toe articulation there too. So it's articulated right there, and the toes are articulated too, if that makes sense, which it should. Back legs, again, the musculature, all the sculpting and everything look fantastic. The coloring, the shading, and the back leg can go all the way around, just like that. It's got some out movement too. You can make him, you know, he's scratching his butt on the carpet. Bad Bronx, bad Bronx. Or not his butt, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. This joint right here can go around in a circle. I'm sure it goes forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. Same thing with the feet, forward and backwards, and then it's got the posable toe again, right? Because that's typically how he stands up. So let's check out his other head real quick. And I think they did this head as not an angry head. It's actually to hold this thing. It looks like a log from the outside, but from the side it looks like meat. So this is his, you know, his meat gnawing mouth. Arr. Or a log or whatever, you know. You can make this whatever you want. And that brings us to maybe the main reason people would pick up Bronx. I like Bronx, obviously, but he's not as big as a character of the other gargoyles and everything. Not a lot of accessories or anything, because this is what he came with. And the one thing that surprised me about this, taking it right out of the box, is it's soft plastic. His normal wings, or all the normal wings, are very hard plastic. This one's actually pretty soft, pretty rubbery, which makes sense, I guess, because when you're putting it on the shelf, you know, you might not want it to be super stiff, super hard. And being like this, it gives you a little, you know, leeway on where to bend it if you want to, you know, turn him certain ways and stuff like that. It's also probably lighter than the regular wings too. So maybe Goliath doesn't lean his back, you know, as much with these on, as opposed to the normal hard wings, but we'll see. And here's obviously the cape wings for Goliath, which you do have to remove his head to put this on. So remove his head first, put it on. It doesn't really stick into the back, but it does sit into those holes really good. And like I said, it's a flexible piece, right? So you can do different poses like this and stuff. But I mean, he looks so cool with this on. I'm definitely keeping him in this for the shelf, even though the wings are a showpiece. I know that. I know that. But it's 21 inches across, you know? So this looks really cool. Maybe they'll make folded wings for the rest down the line. I don't remember if they really ever relaxed other than him. So here they are next to their compatriots so far. So as you can look at the side, Demona's just maybe a tiny bit taller than Hudson with her hair. And about, they're all about the same, I would say. About the same, we'll see. So Bronx right here. Bronx is the littlest one, obviously. So he's about 4.5 inches tall. Demona, compared to the other ones, let's see if I can get in there and see this. She's about 7.5 inches to the back of her hair sticking up. And whoops, I almost knocked her over. All right, so let's check out wingspan wise. So wingspan wise, I believe Hudson was 18 inches or so. Goliath was 21 inches or something crazy like that. So let's check out Demona. This is gonna be so hard to do the way I have him set up. All right, so Demona is about 19 inches across. So now that Goliath has his folded capes, I don't have to worry about his giant wingspan anymore though. So to me, overall, there's nothing else that I would like these figures, these specific two figures, to be other than what they are. I think they're another fantastic addition to the line. I love the sculpting. There's even more posability with her with the double knees and everything. Everything, you know, all the modernized aspects of her make complete sense with her costume from the show. The guns are cool. One she needs to hold under her thing. And this one I figured out goes over her shoulder, which is kind of hard to do depending on where you have the wings, but I'll let you mess with that if you get these figures. Anyways, these are amazing additions to the line for sure. I can't wait for more Gargoyles. One of my favorite lines right now, other than, you know, the TMT Mirage line and Jejo Classified and some other things like that. But this is easily one of my favorite lines right now. I love everything about it. These two figures are awesome additions to it, and NECA, just keep it going. Keep it going, keep me happy.